Wow, kayak
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And this is where all of Tad's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. But even if we can't, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like a dream. Oh, right, that it's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon, quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Kayaknya lawan Childe di sini deh. Kayaknya ya. Nggak tahu juga sih.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my... She will get that which she desires.
Oh, yang Dewa Es tuh ya?
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. Either way, we now the battle.
Let's go, Childe.
So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her. But as for me, the greatest...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because it... Fighting talk, I love it! Now...
Okay, let's go, kita lawan Childe.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come on, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Poor time.
Oh, gampang bro. Aku meninggal.
Guess I should.
Oke, berubah. Oke.
Good. No wonder
oh, ini yang
was so wary
jadi listrik ya.
Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now,
wah, masih nggak ngerti kenapa dia bisa punya dua elemen. Kurang banget ini. Push. Tewas kau.
You've got some skills.
Ya, salah.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Wow. Dia tuh bisa dua elemen sekaligus aslinya. Asik emang main karakter.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing this to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Curang banget anjir 2 elemen. Kalau Cilde yang kita mainin bisa kayak gini, aku gacha asli. Sayang nggak bisa. Tartaglia. Let's go, let's go.
This is going to cost you!
No. Hahu aja Paimon. Hahu aja dia. I know I can beat you, but he can.
Faster! Or did you leak the information regarding the golden house to the other?
Banyak bacot.
No matter. Hand the gnosis over. Now, don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Bos, ajarin cara 2 elemen, bos.
By royal decree, I'll protect us!
Let's go. Kamu tuh easy. Kamu easy, terlalu easy kau. Segini aja Cilde. Oke, ini burung api nih. Meninggal kau. Segitu aja Cilde. Terlalu mudah.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have... This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend.
Oke.
Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against
Kita
one another.
temenan sekarang kita.
Pretty
Tapi
sure
musuhan.
that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable... Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by any... In fact...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so.
Oh, masih hidup.
Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed. As such, we must now look to our
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers.
So what are you planning to...
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone fort.
A god?
A god?
Osile. Oh, if such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon LIYUE Harbor, defenseless, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now! The Fatui have been researching them!
Indeed. The one that was with the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation, but knowing that such an action will not only force the
Oke, ini dia film yang di trailer ya. Bangunin dewa dia anjir.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of LIYUE, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Let's go.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Oh anjay, hancur LIYUE bro.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Xiao.
Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fight...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now.
Okay.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend LIYUE? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pin in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to LIYUE Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already
Sick.
discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guard.
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong, and as fate would have it, one who did. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins
Oke, perang lagi. Cepet. Kayak gini bintang 4. Kayak gini nih gua bintang 4 anjir. Bisa kayak gitu. Nggak cok, nih gua harusnya bintang 5 cok kalau kayak gini. Epic dia. Wow.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
Wow, kecing. Asik.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista.
Let's go.
Let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
Let's go. Mana yang lain? Cuma 2 orang aja. Tadi perasaan banyak kayaknya. Mana? Oh ini.
Retribution!
Tinggal kau. Mana cuk? Let's go. Tembak lah bego. Ada PC bego. Tembak lah. Tembak lah itu.
That is Osial's divine power.
Jauh.
Be careful not to get hit.
Anjay. Oh goblok, baru dibilangin. Baru dibilangin jangan sampai kena juga bro.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How do you... Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Stay right there. Send this quickly.
There's...
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many between two!
Set bro.
Were you about to say we can't
Kayak nge-heal deh.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light
Oh.
in my body, it's like the tiny Julian cards! Wow! It's Madam King's shockwave! This green is really strong!
Send this quickly. It's not this time. This.
Wings of darkness! Come, sever night for day! Huh. Let's dig over! Ready, steady, go!
Semua nawarin healer. Jangan sentuh balistanya.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War! So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
Oh. Nice.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Oh, Xiao jadi engine lari dia. Kencang aja. Ngapain ya? Tembak bro.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand
Madam,
3 forms of
begini.
adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use that in battle.
Langsung meninggal semua.
The systems shine.
Kuat juga.
Blink!
Ambil, makan tuh. Meninggal, semua meninggal.
I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Set lah. Anjir. Tapi kayak kuat gitu ya. Level 71 dilawan. Segampang itu level 71. Berapa kali aku ulti dari tadi? Gak habis-habis Jojo.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Let's go! Woohoo! Ninggoy kau god. Ya. Kecing.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Buset. Kamehameha, cuk.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Keren anjir anime. Ningguang nih. Silnya Ningguang dong. Wah, retak bro. Wow, Xiao. Anjir, Xiao lama banget keluarnya, keren dia anjir. Aku pingin Xiao.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
Whoa.
What is the meaning of this?
Whoa.
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend.
Wah, anjir keren bro.
Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Kecing. Wah. Pengen kecing pakai banget tuh. Mantap. Sumpah ini harus ada anime sih, asli.
I created another universe and found...
Asik. Sumpah ini harus ada anime asli. Asli harus ada anime ini.
Is it finally over?
Yeah, it's
The
over.
ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short... It will be some time before the Overlord of the Void...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of LIYUE Harbor would surely have been in...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of that first. It was only the size of a
Kenapa
small
di-zoom-nya di sana?
room. But with continued
Kenapa zoom-nya di
expansion,
sini,
it has
anjir?
become the palace that... It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of LIYUE means much to her. To me...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as...
Ningguangnya keren aja, kenapa bintang 4
Thank
ya?
you all for hearing me out. We know...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect even to this very day. LIYUE and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the LIYUE of today is the same city as it was. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and...
Are you questioning our means of protecting LIYUE?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see LIYUE in a new...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to...
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive, but I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
We are on the same side.
Yet another
here.
perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Discord between the Guardian and this become very difficult to restore.
That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces, although I am a mere mortal soldier, I
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong and dangerous near. Thanks for protecting LIYUE Harbor.
Yay!
Please come.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You see, this is what LIYUE is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adept, although their blood is weak. There is still strength to be. The time of contracts between gods and LIYUE has long since passed. Now is the time of contract.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city of LIYUE, one fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of LIYUE, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond. Fair enough. Await.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist. But how will we ensure that the LIYUE Qixing will not
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems
Madam
to me
Pink
that
nih
this
kayak-
right of supervision is best
Kayak
left to the people
bijak
of
banget
LIYUE.
anjir.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's the child
masalah
wanted to unleash the
selesai.
god, so he could lure Rexlap, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that arc?
Yay,
Paimon doesn't
selesai.
get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing?
Nggak tahu, coba
No
kita
idea
tanya
where
Song Li ya.
Zhang Li's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Coba kita tanya Song Li ya ke masalah itu ya. Oke, jadi kita udah nyampe di tempatnya Song Li. Gimana nih
Is there
Song Li?
anything I can do for you?
We've come to see Zhang Li.
Unfortunately, Zhang Li isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong? Last time we saw Zhang Li was before we went to the... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on LIYUE? Visiting the Fatui at a time? We had better go and make sure...
Oke. Mana sih Song Li? Malah kembang deh. Songli. Rek lapis tuh mati apa enggak sih? Gitu aja misterinya deh kemarin.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Ini kan
Don't take it to
Archonnya,
heart, child.
Signora.
Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
Kenapa Sumia di sini? Kenapa Sumia di sini? Ini Not November loh. Kenapa Sumia di situ?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since LIYUE was nearly wiped off the map.
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatu.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli.
Oh.
Curse them for leading me on.
Signora and Zhongli.
So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time
Apaan
to chat
itu
once
coba?
I'm here.
Zoomnya ke sana anjir.
You
nggak
remember
konsen
the
aku.
agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
Apa itu? Mukanya Paimon aja.
Sanctimonious.
Susung dia auxiliary lapis.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait.
Wait.
That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as
Wow.
agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa
Wow,
and
jadi
I.
Zhongli ada Rex lapis. Wow.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyra goes into
Dimarahin
an
Paimon lu mampus.
Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of LIYUE, together with the Adepti, 3,000, even boulders that can withstand
Ini
whirlpools
Plot
will
twist sih,
erode
Zhongli
with the
Rex
passing of
lapis ternyata.
time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I stood motionless among the crowds,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I was LIYUE, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the LIYUE Chising to play their roles together on the stage that was LIYUE. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring LIYUE back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, You even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognize the city. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Chan. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of LIYUE in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the... I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come to the defense, they seized the opportunity to supplant LIYUE's divine protectors.
Huh? That doesn't sound...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Archon.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Anjir, Childi emang kayak child, emang kayak anak-anak.
Hey, haven't you learned the LIYUE saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Tsaritsa nih bukan dewanya artinya. Tak kira ini dewanya loh, dewa dari yang es loh.
Ah, fine. I'll meet.
Do as you wish.
Buset, Signora.
Now then,
Tak kira Signora tuh
is there anything
Tsaritsa,
else you wish
dewa
to
es,
ask me?
ternyata bukan loh.
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
realistically speaking, there is no such...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then my agreement with the Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Archon. My contract to end all contract. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Oke. Plot twist sih, ternyata Zhongli tuh Gyu lapis bro. Fix aku nyari Zhongli. Biar ada dewa gitu satu di partiku.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it. It would be a real shame not to go there now.
Oke, Paimon.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of soup...
forget.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of part... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. There's only one real possibility in my mind. The Fatui? They... Shh! Lower your voice.
Tenang, Rek Lapis selalu melindungi kita.
Hear ye all! That though a dragon soars ageless as the gods and adepti live glorious lives, but rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how something feels off. Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now.
Wow, mantap.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing.
3 waifu
Are they saying something?
di depan
Are the
kita.
speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and...
We, the people of LIYUE, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that
the long, unending dream of our Archon.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Oh.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The LIYUE Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve.
Whoa!
Oh, Paimon. Aku coba mau kamu, Keqing.
Wow, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Ngomong dia anjir. Kaget aku ngomong dia anjir.
But it well. As for the
Ini dia Rek Lapis. Zhongli, dasar penipu, dewa penipu.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in LIYUE is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,000? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli.
Dewa dimarahin sama Paimon anjir.
You were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you...
Dewa dimarahin sama Paimon, sumpah.
I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that when I was journeying with you, though I still had the gnosis in hand, I knew that...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you want...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like... In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchanged the Archon Morax. Could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Li. That is true.
Journey.
But there is no journey that does not end. No.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors LIYUE by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of LIYUE preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Cewek dewanya.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged.
That's how.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began.
Vision hunt?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlet.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the.
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are
Whoa!
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any of the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these eternity is nearest unto. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
About the trial.
That was a good one. That said, the reason why I hinted as much to. How did I accomplish that, you asked? All right then. Was there anything?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on.
These are indeed false accusations. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on. Those. All right then. Was there anything else you. The time of the Adepti has. Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, could the original person who brought up the idea. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
About Mora.
Right! Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen since Morax is dead? Are they all just gonna Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent?
The Mora present now will not vanish.
This is terrible!
Yes, I see.
Then, did you at least set some private.
Oh, a private fund.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
Okay, have patience. Okay,
have patience.
Nunggu update 102 apa 103.
That some serendipity must
Oke, patient, sabar kok aku nunggu ceritanya. Update 102 apa ketiga apa 4 gitu. Baru ada tuh ini semua tuh. Oke. Segitu ya abis ya? Iya abis. Sama story questnya. Oh, story questnya Tartaglia atau Child. Kita unlock. Oke, ntar kita mainin di video berikutnya. Ini udah cukup panjang nih ceritanya langsung. Oke deh. aku rasa gitu dulu video kali ini, dan ya itu cukup panjang dari awal Act 3 tuh, dari awal lawan Childe, terus perang sama dunia, terus ternyata Rex Lapis adalah Songli. Wow, itu plot twist juga. Dan ya si yang cewek, yang siapa namanya? Yang cewek seksi itu. Nah, itulah pokoknya, ternyata bukan dewa S-nya, ternyata dia cuma bawahan. Gak tahu juga apa dia menjelma atau gimana, nggak tahu. Pokoknya ya gitulah, kita tunggu aja, sabar, kita nunggu Inazuma mungkin di update 1 berapa, aku nggak tahu juga. Yang pasti itu dulu. Pokoknya cerita pokoknya cerita dari Genshin Impact ini menjanjikan pokoknya. Mungkin aku akan tetap main, dan ya aku bakal nyari Songli karena dia dewa, sama Catching juga sih karena dia waifu, forever waifu. Oke, jadi sampai segitu dulu video ini. Please subscribe, like dan komen, dan ya see you in next video. Bye bye.